Of the hour. Now, table talk means conversations. It is through conversation that we express our profound concerns. Table talk allows us to create meaning and to share meaning. Meaning enables us to find solutions for life's predicaments. Now, the progenitors employed a talk table to untangle micro and macro intricacies. Samuel Subere, commonly known as Nalushi, is the director of Table Talk Wellness Support Services. A licensed wellness counselor is Sam, and Sam's also a transgender woman and has a lot of experience with working with diverse populations and addressing a range of mental concerns. This evening, we talk all things Table Talk Wellness Support Services. Sam, thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to African Diaries.
Thank you very much for inviting me to African Diaries, and a very warm good evening to your listeners.
Let's start off with addressing Table Talk Wellness Support Services. This is a private practice. What was the point of its inception? What was the context?
Firstly, after one graduates, there are various steps to take before practicing in South Africa. So there are different counseling boards, but then the most common ones, it's the HPCSA and ASCHIP. So I am licensed with ASCHIP. So after being licensed, you can start practicing. So I chose the word table talk because of its meaning. I believe that there's power in voice. So the practice was merely to alleviate suffering because of my passion for making changes in people's lives, more especially because in the modern society, people are more focused on the physical pain that they neglect their mental health needs.
Absolutely. The voice there of Samuel Subere joining us this evening, General Counsellor and the founder of Table Talk Wellness Support Services. This is a private practice. Sam, what we'll do is we'll take a quick breather. When we get back, we'll continue this conversation. If you have questions, do find us on WhatsApp +27 833 288 6684.
The whole population of Africa has been shocked to the depth of its soul.
For 60 years, Channel Africa has been the voice that connects the continent, telling our stories and sharing our vision with the world. This year, we mark 6 decades of broadcast excellence.
60 years of stories, sound, and connection.
6 years of African conversations that matter.
This is 60 years of broadcast excellence.
Broadcast excellence, rooted in Africa's heartbeat and looking boldly into the future. Join Channel Africa as we celebrate 60 years of broadcasting. Still strong, still vibrant, and still giving you the African perspective.
Channel Africa.
From Cape to Cairo, every beat tells a story. It's African Diaries on Channel Africa.
The power of talk is what we are focusing on when we are looking at Table Talk Wellness Support Services. This founded by Samuel Subere, who is a general counsellor, joining us this evening. Samuel, we of course started off there with just gauging the inception point of Table Talk Wellness, and I want to get into the power of speech. I do think we are living in a society where we emphasize, I don't want to say faking it till we make it, but there is this craze around you can manifest what it is you so desire. And I do think that people apply that in spaces where it's least needed. It's not to say that you can't get to place X, but we'd rather talk about what it is we desire to see ourselves doing than actually address the problem. In your own personal experience, have you seen the power of talk?
Yes, I've seen the power of talk, and talking, it's not just words, it's also in a form of art. Talking is also in a form of writing. So it's not only verbal communication. So talking allows one to express themselves to a certain level and to also think critically of the changes that they want to see happen in their lives. So as we engage, as we exchange symbols, because talking is it's about symbol, hence I mentioned meaning in it. As we exchange these symbols, that's when we start to see the other side or a different perspective of what we perceive about certain conundrums.
Samuel, let's get into the heart of the matter, which is talk for victims. This cannot be an easy thing because talking is reliving the experience for very many. How do we start off conversation with the understanding that this is going to be a process, a journey that allows you to unpack what it is you once felt?
There must be willingness to. It's a starting point. The starting point, a victim must be willing to open up about their lived experience. One cannot just go for a counseling session if they are not ready to open up about their experience. So there's no general technique that can be used to get people to speak against their will. So there are stages. So one must be given a platform to be ready before they can engage in talking to a therapist or a counselor or a psychologist. That's the first stage before we establish any form of a rapport.
That is fair. Sam, I want to perhaps delve into ways in which you allow people to feel comfortable enough to talk, because willingness comes from understanding that you're safe, that you will be heard, that you will not be criticized, or maybe the pain of what you once went through won't overwhelm you throughout the process. How do you assure your clients that, listen, this is a journey and you and I will see the most success, we'll see the most fulfilling sort of outcome come from this because we are engaging each other?
Okay. The first stage of counseling is consent. Client must give their consent. After that stage, we talk about confidentiality. They need to know that everything that we discuss throughout the course of the session is confidential. In that way, trust is built, and they need to know that counseling is a journey. One cannot come for one session and start to see changes. So they need to be in a position where they comprehend the whole process and to be patient with the process and to be patient with themselves as well. A challenging part of being a counselor is when a victim compares themselves to other victims that they know of, and they start to judge themselves. They believe that they are slow. So counseling works differently for different people. So there's no actual time frame for one's progress. I believe that responds your question.
It absolutely does, Sam. I want to talk about the process of opening up. I think more often than not, there's an assumption that we know how to talk. We know how to relay what it is we feel. But I'm learning the older I get that I don't know. As human beings, I think the need and the necessity for counselors and psychologists is to assist you in your ability to have a conversation with yourself and have a fruitful one. What are some of the key issues that you have seen when it comes to individuals interacting with their own pain and being able to express it?
Like I said, each and everyone is different. So it's not one size fits all. So other people engage better through physical activities. Other people engage better when they do the writing. So each and everyone is different. So it depends on that victim's needs. And even on the initial stage of the whole process, as a counselor, you are able to see how the victim is communicating with you. Is this someone who speaks faster? Is this someone who speaks slower? Is this someone who can make eye contact? Is this someone who's an active listener? So it really also depends on the body language of the victim.
And Sam, for those who are looking to access your services, they want to get into a space, a place where they can have these table talks with you. Where do they find you?
Okay, there's a business account. I have a business account. It's called Table Talk Wellness Support Services. It's a Facebook business account. They can access me there. They can also send me a WhatsApp text on +262 4928 and they can also type my name on their search engines. My name will pop up and they will be able to access my Security Today profile, and they can contact me through that profile, or they can send me an email through that profile.
And then lastly, Sam, are these group discussions? Because table talk, and I'm thinking this from my own personal context, I usually think of it as a group setting. Are these one-on-ones? Are these group settings? What's the context of the conversations?
Okay, this is a one-on-one session. Currently, we do not have group sessions. So group sessions are for families, but then for individuals, for victims themselves, it's just a one-on-one session.
Sam, thank you so much for your services. And I do hope that we do get to see people learn to communicate better, learn to speak better to themselves, but also walk the journey of healing with you. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much for your time.
The voice there of Samuel Subere joining us, the founder of Table Talk Wellness Support Services, also a general counselor. And the idea is to be able to table down your pain. Your pain is not meant to you're not meant to associate and identify yourself as your pain. And I see that this is a context that is ever growing in society, where we identify as our pain, or parts of the journey that we experienced in pain become our identity. And I think that it's platforms such as the Table Talk Wellness Support Services that afford us an opportunity to get to know yourself again. You know, get to know Sheila again, get to know who Sheila is. What is Sheila like? If you're saying, who is Sheila? My name is Sheila Ndikumana. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to African Diaries. If you've just popped in, this is DSTV's 802, if not 628 on OpenView HD. You can find us on YouTube, streaming live right now. Okay, look for Channel Africa on YouTube.
6 decades of rhythm.